Andrew, welcome to the stream. Andrew is part of the Victus Capital team, the VC firm we've been working with for quite some time. And welcome to the stream. We would love to have a conversation with you. We'd love to kind of pick your brain and chat about some subjects. I think I'm hearing a little echo from your end.
Oh, sorry about that. Is it still happening?
I think it's all good now. Yeah,
Oh,
perfect.
okay, cool. Well, hey guys, it's a pleasure to be here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the beautiful, amazing people watching the stream right now. I do apologize. I am on my phone because I'm doing a bit of traveling. I was in three different countries last month for three different crypto conferences. Now I'm back in Thailand, but I'm in Phuket right now, still bouncing around. But I'll be back in Chiang Mai soon. So, how are we doing today, guys? It's nice to meet all of you.
We're doing fantastic. We're celebrating few major events and announcements that are happening today. One is our app launcher that allows different developers launch seamless apps within minutes and get going live without going through the headache of building the whole infrastructure, because Guru Network is taking care of that. Also, we have an announcement of our airdrop and staking reward system. So this is pretty exciting, pretty cool. I really wanted to kind of dive deeper with you into different crypto subjects. You talk to so many projects, you have a lot of projects in your portfolio. I'm really curious about what is out there, what is the up and coming, what is exciting in the space, and then maybe we can discuss how Guru Launcher can contribute to even more amazing projects coming out. I just want to see what's really exciting and connect that to capabilities of the launcher to motivate our developers to build similar apps, to have a chance for success, because this is what it's all about.
No, 100%. And let me tell you, we're super happy to be working with you guys because I think your launcher, it's going to be able to promote and support so many different projects, right? There's so many different projects that don't have the developers, that don't have the tools that they want to utilize to build the things that they want to do with their specific project. So for you guys to come in and have this launch pad, I think it is amazing. Now, in terms of Victus Global, Victus Capital, right now we are working with 100 plus projects. Personally, I'll have weekly, bi-weekly, monthly meetings with the projects. I host the Twitter spaces, I hop on the streams and stuff like this. So, whenever it comes to things that we're excited about, it's a wide variety because we're working with so many different projects right now, right? We really like RWA. We really like AI. We really like, just in general, people that are building something that is unique and you can see the path forward. You can see the long-term vision, right? Because here at Victus Global, we're wanting to invest for the long term. We're wanting to have a long-term partnership with the projects that we work with. So we want to have something that we can also be passionate about whenever projects are building whatever they're building, talking about whatever they're talking about, so we can actually educate the people in our sphere, in our inner circle, and in our community about what these projects are doing. Because if it's not something that we can get behind personally, I mean, we're just not going to want to talk about it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I really wanted to hear your point of view from VC standpoint, right? In
Sure.
terms of this app launcher goes to so many different networks, because this is the goal, is to ship it to these networks so that they can promote it to their development community, and then we can just expand and allow these developers build better projects. What's the impact, do you think, is from VC point of view, having all these networks have a tool that allows developers just scale their apps? How is it going to change the Web3 world?
Well, overall, right, having it multi-chain, cross-chain, I think is a big thing already, right? Because there's a lot of different builders from a lot of different spaces that we're currently working with. But from a VC perspective, what I see, right, is that there's a lot of projects that either they have the funding but don't have the resources, or don't have both, or maybe they have some sort of resources but they don't have the funding to pay for these proper resources. Because whenever you're onboarding developers, whenever you're paying for all this different technology, it's very costly. And for you guys to be able to kind of come in, I wouldn't say plug and play, right? But it's gonna make the process a lot more simpler for people to build and interact on chain, on multiple chains. I think that it's going to have a massive impact. And that's why we are so bullish on you guys and we're backing you guys right now, because we see the vision of what you guys are building. And I think it's going to have there's going to be so much support for so many builders in the space. And there's going to be a lot of people that actually need something like this.
I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. We do feel it. We were recently just discussing how this is not just a platform to launch apps and iterate and then hopefully something works out. It's a launchpad fully, because we have support from the networks providing grants. We have marketing partners who want to dive into these projects early. And one of the biggest value props is that all the data, everything that happens within these applications in terms of volumes and users and all that stuff, we have overall overview of the project health, if you were to say that, right? And the beautiful part is partners who can actually help can get access to that information and be like, wow, this project has 10,000 users within last month. What did they do? What are they building? It's exciting. We want to back them. Would you guys be interested in backing any of those projects, participating in this overview and be part of this ecosystem? Speak from Victor's point and overall VC point. What do you think?
So I think that overall, there's definitely going to be some synergy here, right? There's definitely going to be projects that we're going to want to work with and possibly invest into as well. But from a VC point of view, whenever it comes, at least for us specifically, right? Whenever it comes to projects launching from launch pads, we need to see a few things first. Now, obviously, them working with you is a big thing. That's going to be like, okay, we're excited. They're already working with Guru. They're already on their launch pad. That's great. But we do need to see, some sort of foundation built, some sort of path forward, some sort of longevity. For them to build on your launch pad is already a great step forward, but we need to have some sort of resonance between both of us and the project to be able to back it, right? So I would say yes, in the future, we're definitely interested in speaking with some of the projects that are launching with you guys. Maybe not everyone for funding,
Right.
but I think that there's definitely going to be some synergy here.
I just want to iterate on what I was kind of presenting here is imagine hundreds of thousands of projects being built, right? Obviously, not every developer is going to take it from 0 to 1. Not every developer is going to take it from 1 to 10, right? So, but those who actually do, we want to put them on a spotlight. We want to put them in front of the partners, in front of the marketing teams, in front of the different resources that can be available to them. And it's not like these projects have to reach out to you specifically or to the marketing teams. It's the opposite way. It's the marketing teams being like, hey, we saw you're in top 1 projects on Guru this month. We would love to invest. We would love to support. We would love to do marketing for you. We would love KOLs to participate in this process as well, because nothing motivates more than having early support when you're nobody yet, right? And we can prove that, hey, I'm uploading a lot of updates. I am having this much traction happening months over months. I am being featured in this media and this and that. Us collecting all that data, sort of like an accelerator program, and then having access to amazing partners like you guys, I think that is a killer value prop for any builder who feels alone. Now they get the tool set to build it. Now they have free resource if they stay gurus and they get those AI gurus to power their apps. And now they have access to the bigger resources of marketing and funds. So I think it's a win all around.
Let me actually start it with the wizard, because I just wanted to show you how easy it is to start an app with us right now, because that's what we're talking about in here, and that's exactly what creates bigger ecosystems to invest in and everything. So today we releasing the wizard, and that's what we are proposing in launch Guru Network AI here. That's the page which we are reshaping after this AMA, but that's where we.
I don't know if you're sharing because we're not seeing it.
Oh, again?
Yes.
Hold on. I would try one more time. Sorry, if you guys have line of talks right now, I'm just um, yeah, I'm just resharing.
Okay,
And
maybe while we have a little bit of time for this, Andrew, can you share with us what impressed you the most on Dubai and all the events you were on?
Oh, you know what? So last month I was in Thailand for CBW, I was in Japan for Web3 Summit, and then I was in Dubai for Token 2049. And all the different events were like they have similarities, right? But being in the different countries and having that different kind of vibe where you're at, the people that you're meeting is really interesting. But for Dubai, I think I definitely had the most fun because we had five of our team members in Dubai, and we were all staying in an Airbnb like right by the Burj Khalifa, which was awesome. And you know, we met a lot of great founders out there. Actually, we met a lot of impressive connections were made, like different projects, different founders, different VC firms as well. You know, I think that if anyone that's listening has never gone to an IRL crypto event, you should definitely think about it. You know, they're all around the world. There's going to be one coming up in Vegas. There was ETH Denver however many months ago. If you're in Southeast Asia, they're happening all the time. Dubai, I think, has another one coming up pretty soon. Singapore pretty soon. So you know, definitely check them out. Like they are so much fun, and you wouldn't believe the amount of connections that you can make there. I mean, there's so many great people that are going there just for networking, not only to have fun as well, but to talk about their projects, what they're building, and everything like that. It's such a great time.
So true, so true. You know, something I noticed about is Denver, for example, is there was like a major theme that was happening, right? Like everybody talks about it, and just overall the hype is around certain things. So for ETH Denver, it was DeFi AI, like building AI that can streamline your trading. And second thing was putting sort of proof of document on blockchain so that you can just, validate anything, your driver license, social security numbers, whatever, through blockchain and making that encrypted and secure. I think that's amazing tech all around. What's the talk at Token that you just been to? Like, what is the theme? What are people are discussing?
Overall, for Token, it is kind of like for the main event specifically, right? It is kind of like a Bitcoin catered event. So you had people there like BlackRock, Van Eck, uh, like really, really massive players giving speeches like that. I was so I mean, I listened to the BlackRock and the Van Eck one, and how they perceive the market is way different than us because obviously they're working with billions upon billions, right? But it's interesting what you can learn from these different speakers from like very smaller people compared to BlackRock, at least up to that BlackRock level, and how they talk about Bitcoin, where they see the future of the markets. Like it's so interesting because these guys they perceive Bitcoin as like risky, and then Ethereum is like super risky, like if they're going to add it to their portfolios. So it was a bit interesting, the main event, but we also were able to talk to a lot of different people at different side events too, and the main event as well had a good networking co-working space. So overall, like, yeah, the Bitcoin theme was definitely there, but I think the biggest theme for people that were actually tuning in and like coming as project founders and whatnot was just to network with great people that were coming to Dubai and talk to each other about what they're building. So it wasn't anything in specific outside of Bitcoin. Like a lot of the side events were literally just catered towards networking, interacting with people, having a good time, and stuff like that. So it was definitely more of I'd say it was a lot more unique compared to some of the other IRL events that I have been to. But in saying that, it was also a great opportunity to meet a lot of like-minded people because they were going there just to meet other people as well.
That's always the best benefit, to connect with like-minded people. But the reason why I'm
Yeah.
asking you this is I'm trying to get sort of a alpha or inspiration for developers who are listening to us right now. Is what kind of applications are potentially, in style or in demand? Because I'm sure a lot of developers that would love to build something if they found a good idea. And usually VCs are the best people to ask of, like, what's the idea, what should we work on, because they're unbiased. They just want good things to appear. And if you have any advice or any direction for any builders that, hey, I think this would be a cool thing to do and this is the good direction to move forward, please share. Especially if we can align it with our launcher, because we can build anything from like NFT marketplace to a meme coin launchpad, right?
Have you guys
Right.
seen
So,
it now? I can start sharing, or still have issues.
oh.
I think right after Andrew answers my question, I think we'll be good to go.
No, but you
Sorry,
guys,
he was
you
bugging
guys
out for
see
me. I couldn't hear what he was saying.
Now you have issues with internet because you're freezing, unfortunately.
Cool. Sounds good. I believe it will be all fixed after Andrew answer. Sorry.
Okay. All good, brother. All good. So, I think that the number one thing right now, I think, like, if we want to get into specifics, like, I'll get into something very specific first, and then I'll get into something a little bit more broad that kind of covers with what you guys are building. But something very specific that we've been looking at recently is RWA, real world assets, kind of having like this different ways to generate revenue to add it back into the token. So RWA is a big thing with that, but in a broader sense, having something to bring in not only additional value to what you're building and having an additional revenue source, like for example, NFT marketplaces. It could be a long list of things, right? NFT marketplaces were one thing that you guys mentioned that Guru can help support and build with. But I think that something to add to your revenue generation in general is what's going to attract VCs, right? Because we want to see long-term growth, long-term vision, anything that will actually say, okay, these guys are seriously building something really cool. They're not just building a token, which is totally fine if you are just building a token, right? But if you can add some sort of additional revenue, some sort of additional utility or use case, I think that's going to really be what sets apart other different projects from just the rest of the people, right? You can create a great cult, you can create a great meme coin, but if you can add additional revenue to what you're building in the community that you have, it's gonna have much more long-term value. So just speaking from a VC perspective, that's what we're looking for.
I'm super happy you mentioned that, because this is really where we are specializing, because we build out, one of the tabs is monetization, right? Like if you want to do NFTs, there will be monetization strategies to that developer and Guru Network makes money off. Then there are fees if there are swapping mechanisms, and there are many, many other monetizations that are already built in. Developers just want to pick and play with, with what we got. And I truly think that the next big thing will be sort of gamification of trading mechanisms and making into like engagement, I don't know, questing or some sort. I think Burning Meme Team, Artem, that was just right before you, they got something right. They really gamified that aspect. I think another versions or iterations of it would be a killer app in the future. Hopefully, one of you guys who's listening, developers, got an idea, got inspiration, go try it out, go try to build something. Get those guru stakes so you can farm those AI gurus and you can fund your own projects and grow with us. We would love to support you. We would love to have strong partners such as Victus Global come and help. Marketing teams come and help. KOLs highlight your projects. I appreciate it. Evgeny, do you want
Yeah.
Andrew? to stick
I
through
just
Discord.
wanted to iterate a little bit on the wizard, which we're launching today, and we're going to start the app and yeah, in here. So Andrew, what would you say if we would start Victus app? We put together the Victus app community, and we right now going through the wizard. So at next step, it just explainers that what inside the app, it's community leaderboard, it's account abstraction, which is this kind of thing, which where you log it in with your wallet and you have your own wallet hooked up to it, and AI bot actually can control part of it, and you basically can swap with it. You can do different things, and then you launch in the things, and there are different teams in here, and we decided to go with just the Guru team. And then you provide in all your socials. You can change them later, and then you need to put the bot name and actual bot token, which you would add to your community, and it would start basically gaining the traction with all the gamifications and things. Because inside that bot, we have AI bot which answers all your community questions as well as engages the people and so on. And then we are launching the app, and application starts provisioning. It takes about 15 minutes while you waiting, but in the end, we're going to have a Victus app, which is fully spinned up, which is fully customizable with all those features we provided in Guru framework. And let's wait for it. And again, this is what we're releasing today with everyone who been able to spin up community app out of our framework, out of our wizard, and use all those cool features.
Yeah, just to add clarification to this, right, is the social app comes as standard pre-baked, but then you can customize it the way you want it, all the way to making something like Burning Meme. Andrew?
Sorry,
Way too much.
guys, I was watching my laptop and it's drained my battery, so I have to shut off, but I would come back to show the app.
Sounds good.
All good, brother. And you know, I love, and I was actually about to touch on the gamification aspect right before he showed that, but I'm glad that he showed that because I think this is awesome, right? Like going back to whenever I first joined, just like whenever we first started talking, I think that you know, having something to add on to a project without having to, okay, I need to pay this developer, I need to do this, I need to do that, and just having everything in one resource that these projects and these builders can actually utilize and customize and plug and play, right? I think is amazing. Now, I think whenever it comes to gamification, right, I think this is definitely one of the next. Just overall, maybe not even next, but just overall, right now, I think engagement is the most important thing whenever it comes to communities, right? And if you can engage them in any way that you possibly can, whether it's through video chats like this, X Spaces, but especially gamification that basically anyone can access or utilize or play with. I think this is the biggest thing because I'm not sure how far the customization can go with your apps, but I think making it user friendly for these different apps and that anyone can basically utilize it, play with it, and engage inside of the community is going to be something that creates strength amongst different communities that are building whatever they may be building on the side. And to have this kind of gamification in this app on top of that with everything else is just perfect. So I absolutely love it, brother.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. We put a lot of effort and time into this, and currently we have this working machine that launches, runs itself, services itself. However, it's still I think has a long way development for that UX piece. And you've seen you work probably with WordPress and Wix for the website builders. You know, you can turn any website into a Shopify store, or you can do a lot of different pieces to it that like make it social media-ish or make it a blog, whatever you want to make out of this, and you can build business on top of it. Well, this is exactly the same idea. And next stages, we're going to be building that UI for different tabs, for different examples that you can just easily plug and play, pre-select what you want, have it in, Do you want to connect tokens? You can. Do you want to have generation of NFTs? You can. Just literally whatever your heart desires and your imagination. I think imagination in this state will be the key. Finding the right product, right? Finding the right angle to things, keeping people engaged. Because with the tools that we got for engagement, for example, the AI agent that runs within your application communicates with your community, keeps track of the leaderboard, who's the most engaged user, who gets most rewards. You can distribute all of that. You can pre-assign all of that. You can create new level of engagements. And we as a company will look forward to see where people take this creation, because we're providing tools. And now we just want to see like the app store, right? We build the app store. Now we want to see a lot of different apps, cool, silly, complicated, super simple. I'm sure we're going to be hitting some ideas like on a level of Flappy Bird, or, those basic games. They're like this came out of nowhere, but took the whole space, took over and made all the news, the highlights. And we want to be the company behind it to support this.
And one thing, if I may touch on this really quick, that I absolutely love as well is not only are you guys providing the framework, the tools, and everything that the project or the builders may or want like right now, you're also providing like this kind of, I wouldn't say marketplace really, but this place where anyone can go find these different apps, interact with it, play with it, and help promote them through what you're building. So not only are you giving them access to everything that they might want or need right now, but you're also helping boost them up. And as more builders continue to come and more people start to interact, it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the OGs, obviously, the people that are just starting out now, are going to have that base foothold with your network. And as you guys continue to build and grow and everything, it's only going to help and support the projects that you're helping supporting right now. So I think it's a win-win for everyone. I think it's going to be a massive snowball effect. And this is just what I'm seeing right now, right?
Absolutely.
And I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
I think you got it right. We are just this is stage one, right? We're releasing a product that works, that you already can build, and whoever is a little more tech savvy and doesn't mind a little friction along the way, they will be ahead of the curve. They will start today, right? But some people will have to wait a little longer to be like, yeah, I need nicer user interface. I need more customizations. I need more modules, which I want to talk about modules a little bit, because this is one of the mechanics we're also launching today, is that you can request a feature or, integration or any part of this development. Community can vote and fund it, and we're going to be the one bring that to life. So if you're a developer who is like, hey, I love this, but I'm missing something. I need a connector. I need third web integration, which we do have, and other things, whatever it is, any module, you can vote. You can put it out there for the voting. Community can vote. And then if it gets enough votes and support, by all means, you're going to be having that coming. So developers are in charge. They do have the voice. They do have influence in this space. And I kind of want to call this like an accelerator, a digital accelerator, whatever you launchpad, right? All of that. I think all those words tied together, because like you said, it is all about exposure. And also one piece that we haven't really vocalized here is that we are working on how we can connect all the apps between each other. For example, if you're specializing in some theme or specific community or specific users, and some other application also has that, we would love to make that intro and make cross-referring quests or cross-referring experience from one app to another, if it makes sense, right? If it's going to boost both developers. So if you and your friend are building something and you are in a similar space but have two different ideas, you don't have to be competitors. You can be friends who collaborate, and we will build that bridge for you to make it seamless.
No, that's amazing, bro. I love it so much, because I think that supporting the builders is going to be the number one thing, right? And if you can find a way to where anyone can build with you and get support, not only on the building aspect, but on marketing, getting the eyes out there, getting the attention, the mind share. I mean, that's what's most important in crypto, right? You could build the coolest thing ever, but if people aren't looking at it and people aren't engaging and people aren't interested in what you're doing, you're not gaining that mind share. It's going to be really hard to kind of have a good go-to-market strategy and actually generate revenue from it. Because, you know, at least from the VC perspective, all the projects that we're looking with have that long-term vision to generate revenue, to make something cool, to build something that's going to last, right? So everything that you guys are doing, I think, just resonates with Victus Global 100%, because we love to support the actual builders of Web3. And, you know, obviously with your platform, you're going to get all kinds of people doing all kinds of stuff, right? But there's going to be so many gems through what you guys are doing, and what you guys are giving these builders access to, that I think inevitably, whether you want to call it, like you said, accelerator, launch pad, anything that you may want to give the name to it, this is going to be the number one place where people, if they want to have these different tools to utilize and access, they just go straight there, they build it, they launch with you guys, and it's like that, you know, snap of the fingers. It's super easy, super like people just are going to want to use it, right? So I think this is amazing, bro. Honestly, like I love it
Totally
so
agree.
much, and
I
I'm
totally
glad
agree
that
with
you invited me here.
it has to be the full circle. Like something, I'll just give you a quick story of where it all started. I was at East Denver and I met a director of ecosystem growth of one large chain. I'm not going to name it. But I was talking about how do you even like get the project to build on your chain? How do you grow the ecosystem? And he was like, oh my God, this is really, really hard. It's challenging, not because it's not enough developers out there, but you can't just give them grants. Developers who just get grants is not enough. Like, yes, money is good, but it's not enough support to do something. He said the biggest trigger for developers, successful developers, is helping them build a business. If they start making money with this, if they start getting traction, recognition, attention, then they want to keep building and keep participating in this ecosystem. And he said it's super important to treat all your developers like accelerator, like a class. You want to provide them with full support, not just have resources available, but actually guide them through to a successful project. And this is where it clicked for me personally, that I think is the biggest value, that we want to have successful projects on our application launcher, and we are willing to put, all the actions behind it to really support that growth, to provide them monetization tools, not just telling them, hey, you need to partner with somebody. Let us go partner with that brand, with that company that you want to be part of, and we just provide you with plugin. So you can just click, and now you have that monetization way that you want it to. And if we become that partner that can have that weight and can bring those relationships together and can build better things that others can replicate and utilize, this is exactly where we want to be. So I'm super pumped. Thanks for coming onto the show. Thanks for being part of this, Andrew. Thanks for being part of this celebration, because it truly is. It's the beginning of something huge. And we're going to start with the basic level, and we're going to keep evolving, keep iterating and sharing updates. So everyone who is listening in, tune up, be ready. More is coming.
Oh yeah, brother. And hey, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm also happy that you came to us today. I wanted to ask the question, but conversation kind of goes further. When I'm on crypto events, I see two kinds of people. It's developers who are like sitting in the corners and are very shy, and VC and marketing guys who are very communicative and do all the movements. Dropping some alpha here, guys. If you don't know, on the big events, you do not need a ticket to event. All the big event is surrounded by 50 to 100 to 150 little events, and all the crowd is on the little events. So all you need is just a ticket to the place where it's going. So if you don't know how to make your app, and if you do not have an initial idea, you can go to this event, as Andrew supposes, and talk to people. But what if you're a developer and you're kind of shy and not as communicative as we see? What is your what's your advice, Andrew? How people who are building can become better communicator? Because you are clearly the great communicator. Maybe you have some advice, some secret technique.
Sure. No, I honestly I think my mind is kind of scattered brain right now because I've been talking to people for a month straight, like at all these different crypto events. It's like close to midnight here, so forgive me for that. But I'm glad that I'm coming across as a good speaker right now because I totally thought I wasn't. But during these crypto events, it's yes, it's important to go up to people and speak to people, but it is extremely awkward. And especially if you're not a very social person, it can be very hard, right? Like, there's sometimes where, like, you're just walking around. Like, my number one tip, right? Like, get out there, talk to people, do as much as you can. But even if it's hard, right? The one thing that you can look for is, let's say people are at a table, they're either standing, sitting, whatever. There's two guys having a conversation, and then there's one guy that's kind of like left out of that conversation, just on his phone, chilling, like kind of attentive to the conversation, but kind of not. Just go up to that guy, shake his hand. Hey, my name's Andrew. What's your name? Instantly, he will be like, oh, my name's this, that, and the other. Oh, what are you building in Web3? Oh, I'm building this. Oh, I'm building this. Like, and then the connection is made right from that, right? So I've had a lot of really awkward interactions on my end, like because as a VC firm, I'm expected to just like jump into conversations, say hi to people, talk about what we're doing, and that's all I've been doing for the past month, right? So you get better at it over time, and you'll be able to look for things like, oh, this guy's a little bit off to the side, or he's outside of this conversation, I could go up to him. But also, if you're not so good at going up to people, like, yes, I would recommend it takes time, just do it. But for a lot of people, it can be really hard, right? So what I would recommend is just get a table in an area that's not in a corner. I know that's a little bit like, some people want to stay in that corner, chill, have their little bit of a safe space, but get out there into a more populated area, get a table, chill there, and it's inevitable that at least one person's going to come up to you, and as you talk to that one person, they're going to have some other friend at the event. You meet them, then you get introduced to this guy, then this guy. It's like a snowball effect, right? So if you're going out there, you're getting out there, you're a little bit not as social, just try and work your way in without, even if it's not just through talking to people, just try and have a good time and do whatever you can, right?
I want to add to this. You're absolutely right. I think another good advice is just be yourself and don't try to be friends with everyone. It's impossible. People are different. People are unique. Some are underslept. Some are hungover. Some are too excited. It's everybody's in different space, right? But if your goal is, usually my goal is to go and meet one or two amazing people that I gonna really connect and talk about whatever I care about, just genuinely, I think that's a win. And usually takes about 30 to 100 conversations to find those awesome people. But also, if you're really shy and if it's hard for you to kind of get out there, go to super, super niche events. The events like really specialized, like, I don't know, if you're into data, go into super hardcore data event. This is where you're going to find a lot like-minded people, and all those salespeople or marketing people are usually not interested because they can keep up with those conversations. So that is a good indicator of like, okay, this is going to be my kind of crowd. I can go and meet somebody there. And they're usually very, very smart and great people.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, that's great advice. On if you don't have the Luma app, definitely download Luma. You could scroll through the side events list, apply for any side event. Like what was mentioned earlier, you don't have to go to the main event if you don't want to. But look, guys, I will say it's close to midnight for me. I really appreciate you guys having me on. It's been a pleasure speaking to you guys, and hopefully next time I won't be as tired and stumbling over my words. But We are having a Twitter space pretty soon that we're going to be inviting you guys this weekend. If you are able to make it, we would love to have you guys. And, any future developments, anything that you may need from us going forward, we're here to help. We're here to support, and we're fully backing you guys. We love what you're doing. And we're just here for the long-term vision, man. So keep going, keep rocking, and we're here for anything that you need, brother.
So cool. We just got the Victus app deployed on DexGuruNet, you see, and it's completely separate app. It has a leaderboard for your community, everything. So on your and the basic actions which you can add for your community, as well as way for everyone to provision wallet with your community. So if you guys interested, that app is still provisioning. It takes about 10 minutes to get it. 10 minutes more, but if you're interested in it, we would be more than happy to get to a Twitter Spaces and show more how you can have your own Victus app and manage your portfolio in there and do different stuff in there.
No, 100%. Let's do it, bro. Let's not only just for us, but show it off to the different communities, the different people that we're working with. I think that's awesome, bro. And not only is it going to help support us, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of builders out there already that are working with us, and some that might just be listening in on the crowd that are going to be interested as well. So I think that's perfect, bro. Let's do it.
Andrew, thank you so much for coming.
As we already spent it up during our funny conversation. Cool. And we actually have a next guest coming from a Squid team, who's our partner in beta, and we declared that partnership a while ago, like a year ago, and it's all about partnerships usually, like with Victus Capital, like with Squid. So we already have a Barry waiting, and we would dig deeper into very deep tech stuff within it. With him, we would open source our block explorer so Squid can elaborate on it. So for everyone who's joining us, who's watching us, next thing we're gonna be like very techy in our live stream.
Sweet.
Beware.
Well, hey guys, it's been a pleasure being here. I'm going to drop out. It's close to midnight here in Thailand. Next time, I'll definitely be able to pop on and stay for a little bit longer. My schedule has just been super hectic. I'm catching up on a lot of work, a lot of business and stuff right now. But it's been a pleasure speaking to all of you. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks to all the listeners for tuning in. This has been an amazing live stream, and I hope you guys have learned something and are excited for what they're building, because obviously it is amazing. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll be talking soon, okay?
Thanks, Barry. Chat soon.
Super.
Thank you, Andrew.